Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the O-Gauge Evolution podcast. If you don't know who I am, my name is Zach. I have a YouTube channel called Joker's Trains. I got an O-Gauge Discord server called the O-Gauge Evolution. I have a host with me here, co-host, if you will. Some of you guys know him from the streams that I host, and some of you guys know him from his own channel. His name's Uncle Salty. Uncle Salty, go ahead and introduce yourself to the fine folks.
Hey everybody, what is going down? This is Matt, otherwise known as Uncle Salty. So you can call me either one. I don't mind, but I am I'm honored to have a chance to do this with you. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, man. I feel like it was due. There's obviously there's another O scale podcast out there, and I figure between the both of us we could mix it up and give listeners a little bit different variety if they wanted to listen to something different. So
I 100% agree. So that's why I jumped at this opportunity, honestly.
all right, so obviously since this is the first episode of this podcast, let me give you guys a quick rundown of what this podcast is going to be about. Like what we're shooting for here as podcast hosts, if you will. We are shooting to put together a podcast and a show that's entertaining for you guys, and not so much the interview style, and more of the hanging out with your boys in the garage. So just imagine you're hanging out with me and Salty in the garage, running some trains, talking about trains, talking about cars, whatever the topic may be. This it's not always going to be trains here. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of car talk in this podcast at some point. So,
Uh,
I mean, that seems like the gist of this. So, what do you think, Salty? You good with that?
yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. You know me. I can run on both of those. No problem, sir. No
For
problem. Let's limit some HO stuff. Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep the HO, the Thomas talk to a dull roar here.
Please, please. I mean, honestly, if we could just save that to the Discord, you know. But I just don't feel like, yeah, I don't feel like answering HO questions all night.
For
That's okay.
sure, bro.
That's
For
okay.
sure.
Thank you.
Oh, for sure. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the hobby right now. A lot of products coming out, and obviously we have the tariffs to deal with, and we're going to keep all the politics and the tariffs out of this because, like that's
Yes.
we're not economic experts here. So Salty, everybody's talking about this pamphlet that came out back in July. From Lionel, and some of the products that's in there or lack thereof. But one of the products that they are releasing in that pamphlet is the line or the SD38 from Lionel. It's obviously going to be Legacy, and there's going to be several different road names and paint schemes. But the one that seems to have a lot of attention in the hobby right now is the Cargill. Do you know anything about this Cargill deal?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Lionel has decided to release this engine without no stripes. Now, I apologize. I don't know the number of the specific engine that has the stripes and the one that does not.
Right. I
But
think it's 603. 603 has no
okay,
stripes, but
okay.
it's supposed to.
Well, the fans of this engine are very upset, to say the least. A lot of them are just saying, oh, it has to have the stripes. Lionel's arguing back, saying, we have pictures of this unit without the stripes. Now everybody's trying to disprove that because they're not giving they're not giving their sources to say, per se. They're not saying where they found the photo or anything like that. But, you know, um, to me, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. After all, Lionel, they are a toy train manufacturer. They really are. I realize they are high end and they are scale sized, but when it comes down to it, they are a toy train manufacturer. Their stuff is, in my opinion, and if you disagree, please let me know. They kind of go off of features versus like prototypical details.
Yeah.
Um, and to me, it's like I said, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. If you're a real fan of this Cargill locomotive, maybe don't purchase it from Lionel. You and me have a guy we talk to who would probably listen to people and would probably help them out with it. You know what
A
I mean?
hundred, 100% agree. And like, I'm obviously no Cargill person. I do find that paint scheme to be very interesting, and I think it does look better with
It
the
is.
green stripes. Like the green stripes do make that paint scheme stand out and pop a little harder. But
It is.
at the same time, I can play both sides of this, right? Like I can be like, Lionel needs to get it right because they need to get it right, and I can also say, okay, it's whatever, right? But I feel like certain things that Lionel messes up on are kind of like a pass, you know, because we do expect Lionel to make quality product and get the paint colors right. That's a whole nother
Agreed.
subject. But you know, like with this engine though, I feel like they should probably get the stripes on the front because I feel like that's a very minute thing, but it does stand out when you look at a
It
picture
does.
of the
It does.
real engine. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm not buying it, so I don't really care. But I do find a lot of the banter back and forth on the socials about this quite entertaining, and so much entertaining that I had a fellow member of the Discord ask me to make a shirt. So if you guys are looking for a shirt that kind of calls out a manufacturer by the name of Lionel, hit up my merch store. There is a shirt called the 603 collection. You can figure it out
Perfect.
for yourself.
That is absolutely perfect. One thing I will add to it is, I think the way Lionel handled it was horrible.
Yeah,
That little
100%.
statement they issued, that was, I mean, that's like F you to your customers,
Yeah,
basically. You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, this is it. We have a picture. We're not going to show you. This is how it's made. Tough.
yeah,
Not exactly how I would go after a customer base that is very, very loyal. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
The customer base is very loyal, and you know, and as you're talking about their statement on that engine, if you go look at that shirt, I put their quote on the back of my shirt, so uh, I did find that.
I will check it out when we're done here. I definitely will.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
for
awesome.
sure.
Leave it to you, man.
I mean,
It's
wasn't
great.
my idea. You know, a
Great.
member
Now
of
I
the
got to buy
Discord
another
hit me up,
shirt.
but yeah, and it's in
Yeah.
green. Like it's I couldn't get cargo green, but it's pretty close. so
Oh yeah. See, I don't
so
know. I rarely even see the Cargill out here. You know, this part of the country.
I've never seen
Um,
one. So
yeah. Hell, I had to call one of my other train nerd buddies a couple of weeks ago. For the first time ever in my life, I saw a CSX engine.
oh wow,
I'd I'd never seen one, at least not out here, because I see Norfolk Southern all the time.
yeah, yeah,
When I was a kid, Conrail was not. Well, kid to me, in my 20s.
yeah.
But yeah, so for me, seeing a CSX, it was big. I had to call Frank at Twisted MacGyver. I'm like, ah! I was like foaming for no reason.
Yeah,
Is what it is.
that's how I was when I was in Texas. I got to see UP for the very first time. It's been several years back, but I saw my very first UP engine in person. And I was driving on the interstate through Fort Worth, and I about ran off the damn road because I was so excited. But yeah, I don't get excited for CSX. I see them all the time.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, but I'm like you. I'm looking super, professional. Here I am hauling 80,000 pounds down the road, taking pictures of a train with my cell phone.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Just I know the angle to avoid my, AI camera in my truck. No big deal.
Yeah,
So
because like
that's fine.
where I live in Florida, we get the Tropicana train, and I've seen the Tropicana train my entire life, and I know
That's cool. That's cool.
a lot of guys get really excited about this Tropicana train. I'm like, I see it like twice a week. What's the big deal?
Well, and I don't know if I've sent you the pictures of it because I know I've sent other buddies pictures of it, but right behind where my office is basically
hmm
is the BNSF main line,
Yeah.
and they run the Spirit Airlines airplane trains, the ones
Oh,
with the I don't know. I guess I haven't sent you those pictures. I'll have to remember to do that, but it goes through once a week. So you have all the uh, Boeing parts, like those Boeing parts cars, like K-Line used to make,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you have the covered fuselages, and then a couple of flat cars with the wings and everything. It's pretty interesting, actually.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, send me those pictures. That would be cool to see. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I
definitely
think
don't
they
get
come out
trains
of.
like that here.
I think it comes out of Seattle. I think that's where Spirit. Well, yeah, I think Boeing is based out of Seattle, right?
Yeah, I believe it sounds correct from what I've been
Okay.
told. Um, is there any other thing though that really stood out to you that the line I was putting out in that pamphlet that really seemed to piss their loyal fan
Not
base
really.
off?
And I mean, you've known me long enough. I'm more of a model guy versus like features guy.
hmm
But I know 4,800 seems completely unreasonable to most people. But
Right.
if you break that, and I'm talking about the Super Chief set, obviously.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
If you actually break that down, I mean, you're actually not getting that bad of a deal.
It's not terrible.
It's not
It's
something I would buy.
yeah.
But, if I played that in my attic, I couldn't hear myself. That would make so much noise. And then, what,
Okay,
all
what's it
for
break
the,
down to? Like $400 and something a piece,
yeah, something like that.
440 or something in that range.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not, it's not in this day and age. It's not too bad,
No,
you know.
it's not terrible, and but I think where people get stuck on this is $4,500.
Yeah,
Excuse me, $4,500 is a lot of money to a lot of people to just throw out for a train.
yes.
I get it. I 100% get it. I didn't order the set, so I'm not worried about it.
No, no, you're fine. I did either, obviously.
Right, right,
And
right.
if you take both of my daily driven vehicles, they don't cost what that set does. Okay, I'm not making that up. So, you know,
Yeah,
I bought my first Chevelle for less than that, but
nothing
you
wrong
know,
with that, dude. Nothing.
yeah,
Those
yeah.
days are long
Well,
gone. That's not happening anymore.
oh, dude, you have no idea. So, no idea. But
So we talked about Lionel and their deal. Now let's flip that to the other side of the spectrum. Right? Obviously, we've had Jay come on the stream from Third Rail a couple times now, and everybody knows that what Third Rail brings to the table as far as quality, as from a modeling standpoint, not so much a feature standpoint. And then obviously, if they were to make a Cargill SD38, they'd probably get the color paint scheme right. But that's besides the point. What do you think with what Third Rail has going on right now as far as what they're bringing back? Because it seems like they're really trying to step the game up and bring better product out at a feasible timeline.
honestly, what I think about them right now is it's exactly what the hobby needs. Um, and what I mean by that is you've got a manufacturer who's willing to listen to their customer base. And not only is he talking to his original customer base, he is reaching out to discords and things like that to try to gain a new customer base.
Right.
Um, I haven't seen that in a long time. Um, that's how MTH used to be way
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. I mean,
Way
when they
back.
first started,
Yeah.
you're talking when Wolf to go to York and he would, be in front of all those people and be like, what do you want us to make?
Yeah.
And that's gone. I think K-Line did that a little bit, but I mean, heck, I've got old MTH stuff. I've got all the original paperwork, and there was a questionnaire that came with all of your locomotives or rolling stock, and there was, what should we make next? Um,
It's
and I
pretty
just
solid.
think that's kind of, yeah, and I just think that's what Jay is trying to do. I think he's gonna. I don't want to offend anybody. I think he's going to do a better job heading that company than Scott Mann did.
Yeah.
Um, Scott knows his stuff, but I had never even heard that man speak until I heard him on the Eminem podcast. So they interviewed him probably last year or the year before. I can't
Oh yeah.
remember. It's when
Yep.
it
Yeah.
was.
I remember that one. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yep.
That was the first time I ever heard that guy's opinion on anything, or you know, and he told a lot of stories, which actually were pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I like brass stuff, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily third rail, but the one, the only fancy locomotive I ever sold actually was a third rail. So uh, it was an old style Southern Pacific Shocker Mikado, but
Yeah.
I kind of same thing you have with your B&O engine.
Yep.
I did not like how it ran. It pulled about 10 Weaver cars, the very
Yeah.
light styrene cars, and I was like, when I paid for it, I was like, no. So I made money on it when I sold it,
Yeah.
but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Now
I've
I'm a
sold a
little,
lot of third rail, dude. Like for my buddy that passed away, that out of his collection, I sold a
yeah,
pile of third rail, and it doesn't. It seems like the guys that love third rail, they don't care how it runs. They just want it because it says third rail on it, and they will pay you for it.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, they're kind of like what we've talked about in the past. They're a lot of those guys are modelers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we've talked about like Norm Charbonneau and things like that, but
Yeah,
but I think Norm's got kind of a magic touch. He knows how to make those things run as good as anything. But
he sure does. Apparently, you have to tune them,
yeah,
and I got to figure that part of the ordeal out. Hey,
yeah, I have no idea.
maybe the new third rail, maybe it's a little bit better quality as far as the operations of it. I have one third rail engine on order right now. I got a GP30. It's a diesel, but it is a third rail engine. So I'm excited for that. Maybe we'll get a Steam. They make me something cool in B&O. We'll see here how it goes. But
Well, yeah, we need more in the hobby. I'm an SP guy, and I'll admit that you don't see a lot of. You really
no,
don't compared to. compared to that that P railroad. So
Yeah, yeah. So with you
sorry.
being an SP guy, are you ordering the Sunbeam or anything like that?
No, I am not. I am very interested in the P19s. I think they are the little Pacifics,
Yeah,
because I haven't seen those in a while, and that's actually a really cool locomotive.
yeah,
I would not, I would not get the one in the daylight colors. Um, I actually, I prefer the muscular look to a
yeah,
locomotive, so I
yeah,
like that black one. I
yeah,
like to see the details. I mean, you know what my whole collection is, but
yeah, yeah,
most of I like just workhorse type locomotives. Streamlines, you don't have as much detail, because there just isn't that much detail.
yeah. I
Um,
agree.
my favorite steam locomotive of all time is the AC9, of course.
I
But
mean, the AC9 does look quite has that muscle car look to it. You know what I mean? I don't know if
it
that's
does,
the
it
right
does.
terminology. Yeah, I do know what you mean because like
A lot of guys will say something like, I got a lot of comments on when I did that UP number 80 coal turbine review. They would say like the detail. It looks like it's busy. It looks like it's busy. To me, it looks like it's pissed off, and
yeah, yeah,
that's how detailed it is.
yeah,
It sounds like a raspy LS1. It's just cool to me, and I
right.
like those, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I just like that style of locomotive. My
yeah, for
second
sure.
favorite steam locomotive of all time is the NYC9. So believe it
NYC.
or not,
I don't know what the NYC9. Which one is
the
that?
Niagara,
Oh, okay, okay.
Niagara.
I got you.
Yeah,
And
yep.
that's funny. I don't even
Because
have one of those in my collection. I know that seems weird
which
for
is
people
really
to know what my
weird.
collection is, but I don't have one.
Yeah, I'm sure that's one vision line I figured you'd have, but that's okay.
Well, you'll see. Like the fact of the matter is, when those came out, I remember the catalog when they came out. Whatever, I don't remember the year, whatever it was, but I remember looking in the catalog, and the new Vision line was obviously the Niagara, and I'm like, man, this isn't a Vision line engine. What the hell are we doing? This is trash. Like I'm not ordering this. And like now that I've seen them, I'm like, yep, missed on that one, didn't I?
Well, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's based on the old TMCC tooling, right? They just kind of upgraded it.
From what I've been told, yeah, I don't. So like when it comes to tooling on things, I'm not an expert, and I don't know how some of
Yeah.
these guys know what tooling is what,
I,
but some of these guys
I'm
know.
not either. So yeah.
But to be fair, like the Vigiline Challenger is based off the JLC Challenger, and like as a
Mm.
person who has the JLC and multiple Vigiline Challengers, they're the same, and the same for the Big Boy. It's based off the JLC Big Boy because I have a JLC Big Boy as well as multiple Vigiline Big Boys, and yeah, those look identical. So
Okay.
it wouldn't shock me that they used tooling from a past tooling that was really good, and then they just
Yeah.
upgraded it and added a bunch of features and all that stuff, and so yeah, it could be, but maybe one day the secondary market will stop going completely off its rocker for Vigiline Niagaras, and maybe I'll get one.
Oh, come on, $2,700. It's fine. Come on, no big deal. Drop in a bucket.
27 for a non-articulate. I'm all over it. Sign me up, Chief.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. For a northern, yeah. Well, if you ever find one, just get the black one. Don't get that gray one's a little funky, but
Yeah, like the gray one, I think looks cool when you see it occasionally, but I don't think I'd want to own it. Now, speaking of
no.
gray engines that I would love to own, I have the Pacemaker Mohawk, but they did a gray Mohawk that same run.
Yes.
Man, that thing is something to look at. Every time I see
Oh
one, I'm
yeah.
like, how do I find one of these things? But
One of the members of the Discord has one who likes to do live streams. I had to
mm-hmm.
ask him. I had to ask him what it was, Mike,
Yeah,
because I,
yeah.
I didn't even know they made it that color.
Yeah, and
But
he was when he got that, man. He told me he was getting it, and he was so. If you guys don't know what Mike we're talking about Mike at Mad Trains. He's got a YouTube channel. Go check it out. He streams on every other Thursday, whatever.
yep.
But yeah, when he got that engine, he told me he got a gray Mohawk, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Then he sent me a picture of him, like, oh, whatever. I need to find one of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I had actually sent him a message asking what it was, because
Mm-hmm.
I did not know they made it that color. But yeah, it looks pretty tight. Looks
It
pretty tight.
does. It's a stunning engine, and speaking of those Mohawks, man, I don't know what it is about that run of Mohawks, but like, I was on an auction the other day, a stout auction, and they had a
Mhm.
Pacemaker Mohawk go for $2,600. Man, I could not believe this.
Ooh.
I was like, man, I got one of those. so I'm going to give me $2,600.
Oh yeah,
But it's just crazy.
man,
So you
that's
got
amazing.
it is amazing, but you got the pacemaker in that run. You got that gray Mohawk that I've seen go for pretty good money. So that run just seemed to have a couple Mohawks in it just to really pull the money out. So maybe Lionel will run them again, and we can all just order a gray Mohawk and be done with this.
Don't say it. I'm scared to think of what it'll cost us now. But
That's true, and it's like, speaking of third rail, like that's what's kind of made me open to buying third rail right now. Not just because Jay comes on my streams and he's in the Discord and he talks to everybody, he's cool. Like that does help. That does honestly help. But when you look at the product they're producing and you look at the price that it is, now granted, everybody knows that I don't like TMCC, whatever, but you're getting a model that's going to be accurate and it's going to be the right color. So that's what's really made me want to order from them and kind of shy away from Lionel, because we know Lionel is colorblind most of the time, I think. It's like, I don't want to pay $1,800 for a steam engine and it's not right. Like that, like color is a big deal to me. Like you can get some of the details off, whatever, but you got to at least get the color right. Like come on, boys.
oh yeah, yeah.
So,
No, I agree. I agree 100%. And I know exactly which set you are leading up to, and it was the 20th century, right? The Dreyfus or whatever.
I did have that one.
I saw, yeah, I saw that, and I was like, who wants a white steam engine?
Yeah.
But
So real quick, Salty, let me make a disclaimer here. So if any of you guys have seen my video of the 20th Century Limited set that came out from mine, I had the engine in all the cars, the whole deal, right? And if you watched my video, I kind of made it out like it was all right. I was lying in that video. Like, this son of a bitch is white, all right? Don't buy it. Buy the MTH one or something else. The sad part about that ordeal is the engine ran beautiful. It sounded great. It smoked so good. Everything about that engine was great except the color was wrong. But to be fair, the cars matched the engine, so it wasn't a complete loss.
no, well, I guess if you like the color, it'd be okay. No.
Yeah, I did like it. And then I went to York and I saw VP's video, whatever it was. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but he had the MTH Dreyfus that had just came out, and I'm pretty sure that's the correct color. So I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh, I hear you. And the one that I don't understand is Lionel has run that engine in the past. You know?
Yeah,
Why,
that's for sure.
do you just throw your paint swatches away? I mean, what do you do? Yeah. How can you get one run correct and then I don't understand.
That same thing, because like I have some engines that had an unfortunate incident last year. A shelf fell off the wall.
Yeah.
100% my fault for I completely. It was terrible. Anyways, we'll skip that part. Anyways, I had a set of Vision Line centipedes on it, UPs, and they have some scuff marks on them, and I was gonna match the color, and I found some actual UP yellow and gray to buy, and then it dawned on me, hey, before I go trying to fix these engines, maybe I should get the engines checked for what color they are. So I was at a auto paint place, and I talked to the lady at the counter. I was like, hey, if I bring you something in here, can you use that little computer thing you got and tell me what color I need and you can mix it up for me? She's like, yeah. I was like, now I gotta drag this damn centipede into the paint shop and get the computer put on it. But I don't understand why Lionel doesn't do that. Like, we have the ability to
Yep.
It'll tell you how to make that color. So this shouldn't be a thing that's a problem.
Yep. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, my local paint shop that does that, they call their computer the gun. But
Yeah.
I needed to make some touch-up paint for my yellow car.
Yeah.
And, the guy said, come on a sunny day because he wanted to really match it or whatever.
Yeah.
And they come out, they shoot the thing, goes in, and he's like, do you want it in a quart or aerosol?
Yeah.
I took it as an aerosol. Right on.
Yeah. It's
It's
a simple,
ain't the cheapest
simple
thing in the
process.
world.
Yeah, it's not
But yeah,
cheap,
it's
but it works.
but it does. Yeah, you're right. It does work, and it's guaranteed, pretty much.
I don't understand what the problem with this paint situation is from Lionel, and nobody else seems to have the same problem. That's the mind-numbing part of it. Like, MTH doesn't have this problem. Third Rail clearly doesn't have this problem. And it doesn't even seem like HO has this problem from what I've gathered, but I'm not an HO person.
Yeah, I I can't help you.
But
Well,
at
I
the same,
can. I'm just not going to.
At the same time, though, like it's a known fact. Lionel owns they do the NASCAR diecast cars, and they seem to get those colors right. So I don't understand the disconnect here.
Yeah, I don't. Man, it's that's like they don't care,
It,
kind of.
it, it
But
does resemble that, and like so I've recently kind of made the decision to move my pre-ordering to MTH. Now a lot of that has to do with MTH is making B&O stuff, and so
Mhm.
it's been a pretty easy choice for me to do. But the other part of that is, like those Woodside passenger cars, MTH announced they were going to re-release those, and they had new tooling for the Woodside passenger cars, and they're doing them in B&O. So I bought that entire set because MTH was offering those cars at half the price of what Lionel was offering the same cars, essentially Woodside passenger cars, the tooling they got from MTH. But Lionel is making it pretty easy for people to want to, call MTH or call Third Rail and put your orders in and get stuff going. But that's just my opinion.
Yes, no, I agree 100%. And I'm not going to lie to you. I came real close on that C6 Challenger that MTH just did. I would have done the Spokane, Portland, and Seattle one, but
Yeah,
still.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, what a beautiful model. What a
And
beautiful model. But
and that
mm,
Challenger made me kind of change my opinion on Challengers because I've always been very pro Lionel on big boys Challengers and even the FEF. I think the Lionel's FEF is better. But when I saw the MTH Challenger, I'm like, whew, that one does look good, sir.
well,
That one does look
yeah,
good.
it technically is a different style of Challenger. It's a bigger one than what
Yeah.
UP used, but no, you're not lying. MTH knocked that one out of the park. They really did. Especially even with all the different color variations they had in there. They had the Glacier Park green for the Great Northern, and they had the white boiler for the Northern Pacific.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then here's my dumb ass. I wanted the all black one. But that's just me.
I mean, to be it's fair because I mean of all the steam engines I have and like I have a decent sized collection and I think I have maybe two steam engines that are not black. I got the Cincinnati and then I got the Pacemaker. So I agree. Like if we're buying steam engines, let's get
Yeah,
black ones.
yeah, yeah. They just look like they're down to business and they're gonna get it done.
Let me rephrase
I
that.
have,
Let me rephrase that. I forgot as I looked over. It's that next to me. I have the daylight and I have the Chessie Steam Special. So there's
oh
some
yeah,
colors
yeah,
on that, but
yeah. All of us have some. All of us have some sort of a daylight though. So
you have to. It's like a
ever.
staple in train collecting. I think you need to have a
Oh yeah.
daylight.
Well, especially for me, I'm sure you've heard me tell all my old stories. That was the first real steam engine I ever saw in 1981. Was the Daylight 4449.
That's pretty solid, man. That is
Yep.
pretty solid. And I do
It,
want to thank you, Salty. I don't know if I've thanked you yet, but I do want to thank you again for sending me a link to a certain set of K-Line 21-inch aluminum daylight passenger cars.
oh yeah, but I felt bad when the color did. Uh,
The color is a little different, but let's be real. The only way I was going to get anything to match Lionel's daylight colors is if I bought daylight cars when Lionel released that engine, and they probably wouldn't have matched anyway, so it's fine.
and
I ha-
unfortunately, they probably wouldn't have been as nice of a car.
they would not have been a nicer car. I have been told the MTH daylight cars. There's a set of them that they made that match the Lionel Vision Line daylight pretty close, but they're not aluminum and they're not 21-inch cars. And I know a lot of guys in the
Hmm.
hobby seem to not like 21-inch cars. I don't understand, but
I have one set of 21-inch cars. It's old. It's not Lionel. It's an old aluminum set of Williams. But
okay,
six of them are just too big. Even I mean, you've seen the size of my attic.
yeah,
Six of them are just too big. You know,
that
because
is
that's
true. Yeah,
it's just too long. I personally prefer the 18 inches. When it comes to K line, I would definitely do their 21s just because
they're nice.
they kind of knocked it out of the park. I have seen most of Golden Gate Depot's cars. I would love to own any of them. They are whether plastic or aluminum, or they're just correct. You
They
know.
they, they are, and like the funny part about when you see a third rail car, like one of the guys in Discord just recently got a couple. I think they're Pennsylvania or no, N&W Pennsylvania third rail cars, and when you see them sitting on the track with everything else, they just look like they are. They just look like they're better. Like they just look more crisp. They look more clean. Everything about them,
They
they just look better.
they have a presence
They
to them.
do. They
You know,
really do,
they
man.
have a presence. It draws the eyes. Like if you have a collection and you're showing people off,
Yeah,
that's what they're going to notice.
100%,
But
100%, and that's why I'm kind of like drawn to this Great Northern Empire Builder set that I've been talking about in like the last 5 streams probably.
yeah, wait, oh, what a good color scheme, man.
It's a solid color scheme, but like the problem with it is, like I have enough stuff on pre-order that I don't want to go ahead and put out, pre-ordering 2 more engines and then plus the 8 cars, and I think there's like a full-size dome car that goes with it. I'm
Yep.
like, man, this is starting to look like a lot of money real quick here. The good news is they're not all coming in at the same time, so you get a little bit of a break. But if I did that, that would like take up my entire train budget for at least a year and a half or something. I don't know.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, you can always go cheap like me. Just buy the old conventional brass stuff or unique stuff, and be amazed how much money I save on things. But
I could, but like the other part of me, because I got this title from a friend of mine. You may have heard of him, RBP Trains. When I first met him at York, he called me. He said I should start a series called Top Shelf Steam with Joker's Trains, and I thought that was kind of ironic.
Good.
It was good, and
That's good.
I thought it was kind of ironic coming from RBP because I thought RBP had a fantastic collection. Obviously, everybody knows he sold a lot of his stuff, but I'm like, dude, you got just as much nice stuff as I do, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. That guy's got some good taste too. I'll give him.
He does. He does. He really does. And it was a shame when I found out he was selling a bunch of his stuff. I tried to get a couple diesels from Trains, but they had him super inflated. I'm like, we're not paying that much for Santa Fe diesels, bro. Calm down.
I agree with you on that one, man. I don't. That the price shouldn't have been inflated. The authenticity certificate, I do.
Yeah,
cool.
Cool.
He's a major player in this hobby, and he's great for this hobby. He really is.
He is
exactly what we need. But him and Siegel. I mean, those are the type of guys we really need. But
and it's fun, like with Siegel and more Siegel than RBP. But like, there's been a lot of stuff be produced since I've been buying trains like O-scale trains since 2010, I think. But there's been a lot of stuff produced that when I look in a catalog, if I can get like 1 or 2 engines out of a catalog, I feel pretty good about myself, right? But there's a lot of stuff I'm like, man, if I don't buy this, I know Eric's gonna get it. I'll at least be able to see a video of it, So that's always been pretty cool. I wish I could get a little bit more, but it's always nice to have guys that buy a lot more than you that have YouTube channels, so you can at least see things that you wanted to see. So that always worked out well.
You are 100% correct, and I will. I'll tell you something honestly here. So, we've already talked about my favorite and soon to be your next favorite steam engine, the AC9. When I was looking at buying one, I don't. I looked at the legacy one, not the fantasy colors, but the correct one. I watched Eric's review, and the legacy one, the black legacy one, is less correct in color than the TMCC one. If you look, the legacy one has white walls, the stripes are white, all the railings are white, and that is incorrect. It's supposed to be silver like the TMCC one.
And now that you said that, Salty, I'm kicking myself a little harder in the ass because I recently passed on a TMCC one for $500.
Oh.
And that
dude, that's $200 less than what I paid.
Yeah, that's what another buddy of mine named Sid told me when he got his last year.
Oh. Yeah, I think him and I paid about this.
Yeah, I think you did. You're pretty close. I remember him getting his, and I it was in that range. But yeah, I'm really kicking myself. Thanks, Salty. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, I'm here for you.
We'll
find another one.
So now we talk about me just passing on a TMCC one for $500. There are some new releases that just came out, and I know you're probably not the biggest B&O guy since I know you live in Denver and you're an SP guy, but Muffin has that custom run that he did of the B&O. It's supposed to be like a T3 with the Vanderbilt tender. Yeah,
is that the Mountain?
Yeah, it's the Mountain. Okay. Yeah, that he had the piece 3D printed for the front of it.
Oh yeah.
There's some pictures on the Discord and stuff, and I have a third rail T3 Mountain with the Mountain Vanderbilt tender. It's third rail. Like it's going to be pretty right. That's the one that I bitch about the way it runs. But I've been on the fence about getting this one from Muffin, and a friend of mine, Chris's Trains and Things, sent me a picture of one
Mm-hmm.
today running on his layout, and well, that just locked that in. So I don't know what you know
Okay.
about that model, but how do you feel about those new mountains that are coming out from Lionel? Because I know a lot of guys are talking about these things. Have you got an opinion, or have you been able to see any of them in person yet?
I have seen them, and I actually remember I came real close to. I mean, you're talking years ago, early 2000s when that tooling first came out.
Mm-hmm.
They made a Western Pacific one,
Oh wow.
and I know another YouTube guy had one or whatever. But yeah, I was looking real hard at that. I won't tell you how much it cost back then, but because that'll make you cry.
It will.
But
I know it will.
yeah, 549 with
Whoa,
TMCC.
whoa,
But
whoa.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I like those engines. It's just um, for the kind of how I've saved money over the years on my train collecting
Mm-hmm.
is I have really narrowed it down to just a couple of railroads. You know, I mainly do SP, Santa Fe, and Denver Rio Grande Western. You'd be
I
amazed
haven't
how.
learned this yet.
Okay. For me to get a mountain, it would have to be, damn it, Jay. Third Rail made the correct Southern Pacific one, and you know exactly what I'm talking about because we
Yeah.
both know who Johnny at Autonomous is.
Yep.
That
Yep.
MT4,
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite locomotives ever. But to get back to your question, I think that new Lionel Mountain is a very solid model.
I feel like it's solid.
It's highly detailed.
Yep.
Um, it's a unique prototype to me. You know, because I believe that's a USRA mountain, correct?
Yeah.
It's a heavy mountain.
Yeah. I believe that's what people have told me. Yeah. I'm not an expert on
I'm
things like this, but that's what people tell me.
I'm pretty sure Lionel's the only one that's really done it in multiple road names. I know Third Rail did it. I don't know who all Third Rail did it in. That's a unique model, and that's I hate to say it, that's a big reason why some of my trains are Lionel is because they in the early 2000s they were like MTH. They weren't scared to make different things, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, hence uh, you know, the AC9, you know,
Mm-hmm.
for an example. I mean, they did it before Third Rail, you know.
Yeah.
They did. And God, I wanted that so bad when that came out. I just couldn't swing it. You know, I was right in the heart of my first marriage. So couldn't swing the 15 hundo back then or 1600 or whatever it was. But
So correct me if I'm wrong about this AC9.
yes,
Is the AC9, is it part of the Yellowstone family like the EM1 and the
it is.
EMIR?
It
It?
is.
That's what I
Yep, it
thought.
is. Yep. And it's built by a different manufacturer. I think like if you look at DM and IR and all those, I think they were Baldwin built.
Okay.
Um, the AC9 is built by Lima, and Lima is the company obviously that built the GS, you know, GS4, GS2,
Yeah.
GS5.
Because
So
every time I look at an AC9, you know, like it kind of it has the same look to me as a EM1 from the B&O. Like the EM1 looks like it has like a lowering kit on it. Like they always look like
yeah,
they sit a little lower. And the AC9 has like that same look, right? When you look at a big boy, they sit up a little taller, a little
yeah,
higher. But the EM1 and the AC9 look like they got like just like they're lowered a little bit.
yeah. I like that, and I don't know why it's like that because it's not like the Southern Pacific never had like height restrictions like you guys do back east there.
Yeah, the
Um,
B&O 100% did. I understand
yeah,
why the EM1 is like that, but the AC9 has that same look, and it's just always looked cool to me.
and I like the semi streamline. You know that streamline that's on it. They call that the skyline casing,
Yeah,
but it's just a solid look to me. You know, it looks like they tried, if that makes sense.
it
You know,
does.
when they
It looks like a well-designed engine. It has a
yeah,
good,
yeah,
elegant
it
look to
does.
it.
It
And
does. And you know, I hate to talk about just one locomotive I have, but
oh, you're good.
I mean that is by far one of the best locomotives I've ever owned. I mean, it's Korean built. It's got a Whitman motor. Um, it's got the two Fat Boy speakers. Does that
Yeah.
sound right?
Yep.
So is that Rail Sounds 4 or 5? Do you know?
I
It came
think
out
that
in '04.
I think that's 5.
Okay, and
I
it's
said
by
5.
far the best. It's the best sounding locomotive I had. It doesn't smoke worth a shit, but because I run it conventionally, that's my own fault.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Get
But
that.
other than that, I mean, it's an amazing model. It is so well built. Um, Do you know how hard it is for me? You know, we were talking about my attic last night. Do you know how hard it is for me to get that thing up into my attic,
It's
like going up my skinny ladder?
it's probably a pain in the ass.
It's Yeah, it sucks. You know, especially if there's a couple of cold fires involved.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, other than that, oh, I can't recommend that model enough. I'm sorry.
And now that
So,
I've passed the one for 500, I'm feeling like a real because like obviously like you know me and my collection. I have several engines that have been upgraded by Sid, and that was the deal, right? Like I was gonna get it for $500, and
Mhm.
I told the guy I was dealing with a guy who was like the middleman in the deal, and because the guy that had it was I guess an older guy, and the guy that was dealing with me was a buddy of mine that knew the guy, so. When I told him, "Hey, I can't. I'm not going to do it right now. Let me hold off on that," and like he went ahead and bought it for his own collection. So he's like, "Man, I went ahead and bought that." I'm like, "Dude, I told you I wasn't going to buy it. It's fine. It's like it's not a big deal." But now I'm like, "Shit, I should have bought that and just upgraded it since it did look right. I could have put Legacy in and put the whistle steam in it, and it would have been just like the Legacy one, except the correct paint scheme on it." So
uh,
I got that
well,
going for me.
uh, we'll find one.
We
Hey, look at
will.
it this
We
way,
will.
though. Those Southern Pacific passenger cars are a hell of a lot more rare than that is. They really are.
You talking about my K-Line cars that I got?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How many other sets have you seen?
Of the six pack, not very many. Not very many.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So what you're saying is I should probably look to complete the set because it's 13 cars to complete the set.
Whoa. Whoa. I hope you got a big hope you're planning on expanding that layout a little bit there.
I was so like you've been on my streams a lot. You've heard me
Yeah.
talk about my future plans to add on or to build a building just for my trains. I was really wanting to start that this fall, but that's going to be pushed back to maybe next year, the year after, just because once I did some like what that was actually going to cost, I'm like, let's delay this a little bit.
Yeah, it's not cheap anymore.
It's
It's not
not it's
cheap
not
anymore.
cheap, and like somebody's going to listen to this and be like, oh well, it's not going to be any cheaper in 2 years. That's true. It doesn't
Yeah.
make me just have a money tree right now to do it. So like
Yeah.
we're gonna hold off on that.
No, are you gonna do like a normal building? You gonna do steel or what are you gonna do?
Yeah. So the plan that I have is to do a steel building. Just a, there's no termites involved in that. B, I feel like they're a little bit easier to do, and my goal still is like a 30 by 40. That's still the goal. So we'll see how it goes when I get there. But yeah, I've just delayed that a little bit, and you keep sending me pictures of these damn Chevelles that you have, and you go to car shows. I'm like, I need to get my Chevelle to a paint booth quick. So that's not going to be a cheap adventure either. So
Mm.
you know how
Not
it is.
anymore. Not unless you know somebody. Not
And
unless you, or yeah,
and even if you know
not
somebody,
unless.
they still want some money.
Oh yeah, yeah. Can't afford anything anymore. At least not on cars. So
No,
hence why you and me have no problem spending money on trains because we know how much a hobby can cost.
for sure. And now that you've
Hmm.
sat here and pumped up this AC9 and TMCC, and now York is coming here in a month and a half or less, I guess. But I know you're not going to York, but now I have something else that I've just added to my list for York because I only had one engine on my list, so now we probably have two engines on my list now. So,
Well, don't feel bad. I'll be sending you my list too. So.
well, I don't mind your list because like at least if I find your list, I can call you and be like, hey, Salty, I got what you're looking for.
Yeah.
How you want to pay this guy?
Yeah, exactly. Well, luckily my wife and daughter are smart, so we can figure that out. So no big
Hmm.
deal.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm pretty good at spending my friends' money, so that's not going to be a problem. But I just as I set this empty beer can down here on this next to me, I want to talk about a deal that I saw on eBay yesterday that
Mhm.
nobody that I know bought, and they missed out. So I got the Lionel Legacy of the 412-2, the most recent run. I got cab number 9023. It's got the blacked out side rods and all that. There was one on eBay yesterday. It sold for $550. I posted it in the Discord, and I don't think anybody in the Discord jumped on it. I'm like, a $550 Legacy 412-2. What are we? Somebody should buy this thing.
I didn't even, well, I worked all day yesterday, but still. Yeah, even I don't even like eBay, but I would have jumped on that. 412 2 is another locomotive I'd like to have.
Dude, they are so cool, man. I
Well,
don't
they're
run mine
unique.
enough. They're very unique, and And when Lionel did them, man, they did well with it. It's a fantastic looking model. I love it. But I was shocked, man. 550 for a Legacy 412 too.
Yeah, that's
That's,
nothing. That's nothing.
oh
That's
yeah,
you see legacy diesels for more than
you do, especially on
that,
eBay,
you know?
because they're I don't know 13% fees or whatever the hell they got going on right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's kind of outrageous right now.
It is. It
So
really is. So speaking of the second market, man, like
yeah.
I bounce back and forth between obviously trains. No, I don't have a code. Whatever. But trains, eBay, Model Train Depot, I think is the other one. Model Train Marketplace is the name of the other one.
Mhm.
Is there any place that you look that I don't look for trains? Because I think
No.
I know another one, but I never check it. But go ahead and answer that.
Okay. No, I got one buddy that I personally myself will not use eBay, so I have to have a buddy do it for me. I had a bad experience years ago with car parts.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, because car people are a
I'm
little
like you.
shady.
Oh, just a tad. I prefer trains.
I don't mind trains. Like obviously everybody
No.
knows that I don't have a code there, but I do have friends that work there, so I have no problem talking about them as a company because I feel like they are a pretty good company. And this is not a paid. They're not paying me to say this. Like they're actually just
Mm.
friends of mine. Trains is legit, man, and like they take care. Like if you get something that shows up in your box and it's just shit, they'll fix it, right?
Yep. That's what I
Um,
was gonna say. They've got by far best returns
yeah,
policy,
yeah.
or
There's
customer service, however you want to say it.
yeah. So any of
But
you guys listening to this right now, if you're afraid to buy from trains because you heard of some horror story on the internet, just buy from trains. It'll be fine. They'll take care of it.
you're gonna hear horror stories from wherever you buy. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, and
So
especially a company like Trains that sells as much product as they do, they move a lot of product in and out of that building. You can't expect them to get everything perfect. Like it's not
no,
reality.
no, no, no. But
So have you heard of a company or a website called TrainBid.com?
no, no, I have not.
It's like eBay, but they have much lower fees if you're selling trains, and they're newer. A buddy of mine in the Discord, DJ's Trains. I think you know who that is. I think
Yeah,
it's a
I sure do.
I think it's a friend of his that started this website or something. But yeah, check them out, dude, because they usually have some pretty good stuff on there, and their fees are way lower. So if you're looking to sell some trains, check out TrainBid.
It's. I think I watched this video on that. Actually, DJ
Mm-hmm.
did a video about that,
Yeah.
talking about it. So I take that back. That was probably a Mountain Dew evening, but so I forgot. But man,
Get to check TrainBid. Like when I'm looking for trains, because obviously I can't go to a certain place called the OGR and look at their for sale form anymore. But
darn.
I
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
their for sale
What a.
form. That was the best part of
Oh,
that website, dude. Because I've got some deals off of
yeah,
there.
yeah. Something tells me you and me were poking around on that forum at the same time. Um,
100%.
you, you and me seem to know all the same people. So,
We do know all the
you know,
same
that,
people in there.
that damn Marty Fitzhenry is why I own a Williams scale GG1. I was on there asking questions and he's like, you need to buy five. I'm like, okay. You know,
So a quick story about Marty Fitzhenry. If
yeah,
anybody isn't aware, I don't know how you don't know, but Marty unfortunately passed away several years ago, and it was a
yeah, yeah,
great loss to the hobby. The dude was he was stellar. He was a nice guy. I'd never met him in
yeah.
person. I only know him from the forum. But I was building a layout for a guy, my buddy that passed away that I ended up with the rest of his collection. I was building a layout for him, and I had one of those MTH PS1, the Veranda, not the Veranda. Nah, the one that Lionel just made recently. Yeah, that is the
That's
Veranda.
the
Yeah,
veranda.
yeah,
Turbine? Yeah,
yeah.
that's a veranda.
I had one of those I was working on that belonged to my buddy, and the smoke units were terrible in it. So I got a hold of Marty, and I was talking to him on through like back and forth on the forum there,
Mhm.
and he was really cool, right? And then he just messaged me, asked me for my phone number, and he called me, and I was talking to him about this thing, and we were having trouble we were having trouble in type trying to like get the message across, right? So when he called me, I told him what it was doing, and it was it had like that zinc rot, and I was trying to figure out how to buy just the whole unit, right? Well, he says, "What's your address?" And so I gave my address, and little did I know, he just sent me the whole damn smoke unit, a brand new one with a smoke pot, the whole deal. Just sent it to me for free, and I call him. I'm like, "How much do I owe you for this?" He's like, "Nah, man,
Yeah,
you're
no
good."
shit.
I'm like, "All right, bro, cool." Yeah, Marty was a great dude from everything that I know about him. I'm sure maybe there's somebody that doesn't like Marty. I don't know how you don't like Marty,
No,
but
there's always a negative person somewhere. Oh, he was a dick because of He
Dude,
told me one time my pants were ugly. You know, that's how people are.
yeah, but
But
everybody that I know love Marty Fitzhenry, and
oh yeah,
I do miss seeing his posts on the forum. So
oh yeah,
it's
dude,
a
and
lot.
if
It's a loss to the hobby.
and I'll tell anybody listening. I mean, if you want to know what we're talking about, there are videos on YouTube about his layout,
Yeah,
and you will never see so many passenger trains on one layout. And he has functioning cat
he
and he
did.
did it
Yeah,
himself. Um, so yeah, that guy's great. You know, while we're talking about that old stuff, another name from the past here. So you know who like Tony Lash is, right?
yep.
That
I know
guy
who
that
Tony
had that
Lash is.
huge layout.
Yep.
The guy that did a lot of his buildings, Howard Zane. Howard Zane is still alive, and he's still doing custom buildings.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I happened on some the algorithm or whatever took me to some guy's channel, and he's sitting there in Howard Zane's basement, and he still has the ponytail, the whole nine yards, you know, and he's still doing. I mean, you know, a Howard Zane custom O scale building is $2,500,
Yeah.
but
I
you
mean,
know, and yeah, but he's the one who did. You know, I remember that section on Tony Lash's layout was called Zanesville, and it was named after Howard Zane.
oh, that's
So
awesome. That is cool, man.
that's just he's about the last of that generation, I think.
You know, because like the funny part about this hobby is, you know, you have guys that are super talented, and a lot of people
Yes.
don't know about them because you know they're not on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and there's super talented guys, and like I've said this, and I'm sure you've heard me say this, that I've always said I'm not a modeler, I'm a train collector, and
Exactly. Yes.
you
Yes.
know, and I'm not. I'm trying to get a layout built here that resembles a model train layout, right? That somebody modeled something. But for the most part, I just buy cool trains and I run trains and I put them on YouTube. And I buy buildings. Well, I don't even buy buildings. I inherited a bunch of buildings from. They're all Woodland Scenics, which are by they're great buildings, but they're by no means
Yes.
to the level of these guys who are building custom buildings that will blow your
Oh,
mind. Like there's
oh
those
yeah.
guys do insane work.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Those crafts. You know, they're not. I mean, you're talking. This is scratch built stuff. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
these aren't craftsman kits. I mean, this is
Yeah, they do.
scratch built stuff.
You send them a picture of a building and they build it for you. Like that's pretty cool stuff. And like, but getting back to Marty's layout, the one thing it always stood out to me about Marty's layout was his turntable area and roundhouse area.
Mhm.
Dude, it was like the whole thing all the way around. It was so many engines around that turntable. I was like, that's just amazing. How did I want one of those
Yeah.
one day?
Yeah. No, that's probably one of the most impressive equipment wise layouts you will ever see.
Yeah,
You know,
100%, 100%.
um, and that's a dude that remembered all that stuff. You know, when he was a kid, you know, he
Yeah,
grew up on the tail end of the steam era, but you know, so he remembers a GG1. He remembers a CNO yellow body. I can't think of the code or whatever that engine's called. I just know it by the yellow belly.
yeah. That's what I
But
call it, the yellow belly. But
yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know CNO at all.
yeah,
And he was a Corvette guy. Remember,
he
he was a
was,
Corvette
yeah,
guy.
yeah. That
Yeah.
was. So there was another guy that used to be on the forum, and for the life of me, I could not remember his name. He had a beautiful layout, and he had shelves his shelves went from the floor to the ceiling all the way around the entire layout. And one day he had a picture, like you could see like the outside of his house, and you could tell he didn't live in a small house. It was a rather
Mhm.
large house, and then like, you know, those guys were on there on a forum or on a thread. They were sharing pictures of their cars and stuff, and he had a picture of his Ferrari in his driveway, and I'm like, all right, sir, we are not the
Well,
same, bro.
okay.
Yeah,
It,
I think he bought that Ferrari because it was the last year the Ferrari had an actual manual gearbox before they went
yeah.
to the paddle shifters. But I'm like, that's impressive, sir. That is awesome.
Is is this the guy that Ben's Trains recently did that interview with, where he went to his house?
What was his name?
I can't think of the guy's name, but he was a
No,
New Yorker,
no, 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 no. This guy lived in
but
like
he had
this
Ferraris. Okay.
he had that guy
Okay.
had Ferraris. This guy lived in South Carolina or North Carolina or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
different person then.
yeah, but yeah, the guy that Ben went to his layout. That dude's house is pretty cool. Like he has like the secret passageway into his layout room.
Yeah, it was
Like
in a
that's
hidden
pretty cool.
room.
Like that's sick, bro. And then like when you go in there, it wasn't like a room. It was like an actual room, and he had like a
Yeah.
little overlook and everything over the layout. I'm like, dude, your little hideaway room is bigger than my layout, bro. Like that's crazy.
And yet, it's funny. I've actually seen houses that have rooms like that.
Yeah.
First time I saw it, and we're going to go way back, but this will just make you laugh. So, right out of high school, I had a girlfriend who lived in a fancier neighborhood here in Denver. And I pulled up to her house, or her and I pulled up one time, and I noticed a window. And I'm like, where's that window? What room is that? She's like, I don't know. And so we just started like going through the house. And we found a hidden door in her parents' master closet. And it went into probably a 500 square foot room.
That is insane.
It was a sewing room. The people that had the house before them, like all the sewing machines and shit were still in there. But you should have seen the look on her parents' face when they came home. They're like, we've been in this house for 5 years. They had no idea.
That is nuts, man. I would love to have something like that happen to my house, but
yeah, me too.
Not happening for me.
Yeah. No, my wife's all happy. She just, keep in mind, I've owned my house for like 30 years. She was going through one of my closets in my hallway, and she figured out that the floor was moving. So she's like, what the hell is this? So she picks up on it, and it's access to my crawl space. I've lived here 30 years, had no idea it was that.
See, it's a secret passageway. You at least have a secret passageway.
Yeah, I won't tell you what my daughter called it, so I don't know.
No, you can let it ride, man.
She took one look at it and went, the bomb shelter. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, don't be doing that. It'll come through the house. So,
oh my God, that's awesome, dude. That is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Colorado, buddy.
That guy's secret hideaway in his little, it wasn't even a small layout in there. It was a nice layout. Like,
oh yeah, that was easily bigger than my attic that I had out my garage. Easily.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed though. I don't think Ben showed his Ferrari on the video. I don't think.
No.
I was a little disappointed in that.
No.
I mean, I'm a Ferrari fan. That by no means mean I will ever own a Ferrari, but I do like them.
I go the other way, brother. I'm sorry. So. Yeah. I like the old school Lambos, like Miuras and stuff like that.
Yeah. The real old school Lambos.
Yeah, not I would never like a Countach. I mean, I don't like the '80s at all. But my wife really likes that Ferrari, that newer one that has a back seat. It's like a little sport touring thing. Mm-hmm. But now I've driven a Gallardo or Gallardo, however you say that. That was an interesting experience.
They are interesting. I think I've driven a couple Lambos. Nobody ever lets me drive their Ferrari. I don't quite understand what's going on there. But
now we're not our pinkies aren't long enough, and we're not in that class. So
no, man. No.
Come on, man. Jay Leno doesn't even own a Ferrari. Come on.
Oh, does he not?
So no, he does not own one Ferrari, and it's because he doesn't like what the company stands for or something. But because they expect you to buy, like, if you go to a dealership, you have to buy like a cheaper model before you can buy like a fancy model, that type of thing. So,
and I've seen like, so if you guys are here for the trains, we might be getting a little bit off scale here. We'll bring it back in a minute. We'll bring it back in a minute. But I have seen where like the Ferrari people will ban like certain celebrities from buying more Ferraris if you modify your Ferrari and they don't like it. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. They'll ban you from buying new Ferraris. I'm like, well, you guys good for you guys. I don't got to worry about it. I'm not buying one. I'm a Chevy guy, but So we'll get it back to the trains here. I know some train guys don't like cars. Some train guys do.
Oh, they do not. They do not.
So just so you guys know, on this podcast, we are liable to talk about cars at any given moment. That may happen with me and Salty. That is a thing that we do like to talk about. But
sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good. So Salty, like, what do you got going on in the hobby, man? You got anything? You got any future plans or anything you're doing right now that people should be aware of?
So something I haven't talked about a whole lot. In comments on my dumb little videos, people are always asking me, when are you going to start scenery? When are you going to start scenery? Well, if you've ever been in my attic, it's about 140 degrees in the summer. I don't even store my brass stuff up there. I have to bring it down into the garage.
Yeah.
But about a month ago, and this will make you laugh. So all of my car buds didn't really even know that I had this hobby. They had no idea because I don't talk about it. I'm kind of a
same. I don't broadcast.
Yeah.
It,
Well, I brought all my brass stuff is down on my workbench right now, and we just finished up that old Corvette,
Yep.
and a lot of the guys were coming over going, yeah, are these models? And then the guy that actually owned that 57 Corvette, he saw my little test track and he's like, he saw the third rail and
Yeah.
he's like, is that Lionel? And I'm like, well, they're Lionel based. And he asked me to fire one up. So before you know it, I had 8 70-year-olds standing up in my attic. We didn't get anything done on that Corvette. They're all running my trains because I can run, 4 at a time or whatever. And now we're talking about making some room in the garage and building a layout in the garage. So
That's a solid plan. It's a solid plan.
yeah, because that garage measures 36 by 40.
Yeah.
And I could probably eliminate that workbench that's in the front.
Yep.
And I could probably do, 34 by 12 if I do a hinge for like where the door comes in.
Yeah.
So I could do a decent size. So, and I don't have AC out there because it's Colorado, dude. You don't need AC in your garage.
Yeah.
But it is heated. It is heated. And the
You
heater's
do
4
need
times.
heat in your garage, so.
So my heater I actually got it out of an old, it's an old Bodine. And I got it out of an airplane hydraulics manufacturing warehouse that's about a mile from my house. And I knew one of the guys that worked there.
Right.
It's about as efficient as, lighting a fire in my living room. But, it's like 320,000 BTU, but it gets that garage warm.
Oh my God. That's a lot, dude.
You can turn it on for about 5 minutes and that garage is fully insulated.
Yeah.
And it'll maintain 70 degrees in the winter for, all day, just clicking it on once. So
That's pretty awesome.
It is. I don't know why I don't live out there, but that's okay.
So there's a decent chance here that it sounds like there's a solid chance here that we're going to see Salty having a little bit bigger of a layout on his channel soon.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want everybody to know I actually know how to build a layout. But yeah, that's the plan. And from what you and me were talking about the other night, my wife's not a fan of me being up in that attic, for obvious reasons. But
yeah, for sure.
you know what? And I'll share that story in case you guys are wondering what I'm talking about. I admitted to Zach yesterday. There's been multiple times where I have brought my portable cooler up into the attic with me, and I've had to call my wife to help me get out of the attic. So, because I couldn't get down my ladder. But it happened. We're adults. It's okay.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. I'm excited to see get your garage moved around there and you got a proper size layout there and you don't go sweat your ass off in the summer. That's always good. It's always good.
It is.
To do, so that would be cool. That would be really cool.
I'm just scared those brass locomotives will become, die-cast is obviously fine, but
yeah, for sure.
I just think the brass locomotives will release all the solder joints and stuff like that.
So let me ask you a question. Do you build?
Yeah.
Do you build layouts to the level that you build cars? Because I've seen several cars that you've built, and I've seen pictures of your car.
I never took a picture of my layout when it was in the house, nor did I take a picture of my HO layout, just because I go through phones a lot, and a lot of times I can't get all the data to transfer or whatever, so I just don't have pictures, and I haven't owned a camera in 30 years.
Right.
But before the daughter was here, we had a pretty good one in the 2 bedrooms in the house here, so. I can put it that way because I'm a very patient man. Electrical is my specialty.
And given to the level that you build cars, that your layout building skills are probably somewhat similar to that. So I do look forward to seeing that.
And in all honesty, I'd probably do it old school. I'd probably do it with block control and stuff like that because that's how I learned from my father.
Yeah.
I am not opposed to command control in any way. But I will tell you, the only one I would do is probably Legacy. MTH turned me off when they went to Proto 2. I just wasn't impressed by their product. I bought 2 engines. They both died pretty quickly. And I've got Lionel PMCC stuff from 95, 96, and it's fine. I've got USI engines from the early 90s, and they're fine. And so, I don't buy modern MTH.
I obviously have all of it, right? I have MTH PS2, PS3.
Mm-hmm.
I have Legacy, very few TMCC, but
yeah, that's okay.
Legacy's the best, and to be honest with you, like if you don't if you don't have a preference that you just want everything to be Legacy of the Whistle Steam, there's nothing wrong with buying a lot of these TMCC engines. 100% agree with you, dude. Because like, I have my JLC Allegheny, which is obviously TMCC, and the plan is to upgrade it. But I've been running it a lot recently. Like the last month, it's been on the layout, and I've gotten to where I've kind of warmed up to this TMCC stuff. You know, it doesn't smoke as well, obviously. There's no whistle steam, but you know we can fix out smokes. That's not a problem.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah.
But I'm just like, maybe I get some more TMCC stuff though. So there is some stuff in TMCC that I would like because, in my opinion, Lionel was making great product back when they were doing TMCC stuff. And early Legacy, you know, up until a certain person named Mike Reagan left the company there.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
It did suck.
That dude was on. Bro was on. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
you know, he was solid. He was solid.
Yeah, he was really solid. They're making great product, and obviously the product has dropped off. But yeah, so like I'm not opposed to getting some of this TMCC stuff, and it's kind of what's made me be more open to buying third rail, even though it is higher price with the TMCC stuff, because it's not terrible, and they put that ERR cruise thing in there, so it helps them out a little bit, I think, from what people have been telling me.
Yeah, I wasn't Jay saying that the modern version of TMCC is quite a bit better.
Yes,
like speed control wise.
Yep, and you never know. He says they may have an announcement at York in October, so we'll have to wait.
I think it's very cool that you guys convinced him to go. That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going and meeting up with Jay, and then you know obviously we have our talks with Jay every month. He's going to come back on the stream.
Great.
Now, but since we have a podcast now, we may as well see if I can get Jay to come on and do a whole episode with us.
I'm talking to him. He's an SP guy, man. I'd be all over that.
He is an SP guy. I mean, I may have to be quiet a lot in that conversation because I don't know a lot about SP.
No. Just say salty. Shut the hell up. That's all we gotta do. That's what my
salty,
wife
let's
does.
talk about a real railroad. Let's talk about the B&O, damn it. But
yeah, no, that's fine. I'm open to all railroads. Like I said, I model certain railroads. It's really helped me save money. You know?
Yeah. And to be honest, I can understand that, and I would love to just buy all B&O, but obviously nobody makes enough B&O for me just to buy all B&O.
Nope.
But you know, part of you know me collecting trains is I kind of got to a point where I was just like, I'm just gonna buy whatever I think looks cool, and that's kind of where I've kind of went that way, and that way you get the best of whatever you want to get, and it does typically cost you more money because you're buying more shit at all times, but but no, it would be interesting to it'd be interesting to learn some more about the Southern Pacific because some of their stuff is pretty intriguing, and yeah, so I'm not opposed to any railroad other than I'm not buying in Strasburg. That shit ain't happening.
Yeah, you know what? So I was watching. There's a certain father-son team. Okay, I won't say any names. So they did Strasburg video here recently. I had no idea Strasburg had a real Thomas.
Yeah, they do, and they.
I was like, why?
I think they run it around Father's Day or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, but I'm sorry. I'm a little bit older. I didn't grow up around that. I mean,
Same.
I was buying my first Chevelle when that stuff came out. So
right.
I was into my trains. I really was. But
yeah,
you know, a little English train with, you know, what the drummer idiot, what the hell's his name? Ringo Starr in a train where the eyes move. I'm like, you know, it's like, dude, I can't do enough drugs to be into this, you know?
Yeah. And it's funny, you know, because, like, if, you know, you've been on my Discord and you know me long enough.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows I'm not a Thomas fan. And
no, not at all.
And now, like, guys on the Discord that are friends of mine, like, they think it's funny to send me Thomases when I get engines from them. I bought that Santa Fe 3751 from Mad Trains, and he put a Thomas in the damn box with the engine. I'm like,
I see what.
And then, you know, I got the gay Thomas the other day in the mail from one of my friends at Trains, so I got that going for me.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. You know, it's
so,
okay. I mean, I get it. You know, I'm a modern guy.
So when I go to York, I'm assuming from what they say on the Discord that I'm probably gonna end up with a few more Thomases in my collection, and like I've kind of embraced it. I'm like, I could just throw these away, right? Like, and just whatever. But I kind of find it funny that these guys would go out of their way to send me Thomas stuff. So we'll just make a little Thomas collection from all my friends from Discord or YouTube or whatever. or whatever.
We'll make a special shelf. How about that?
Yeah.
You can have a tea shelf.
Yeah. Sure, man.
Why
So,
the hell not? Right? Why the hell
all right.
not?
So before we get out of here, I'll give you a little update what I got going on in the hobby for anybody interested that doesn't watch my YouTube.
Okay.
So obviously everybody knows I have a new layout that I'm trying to build, and it is in obviously it's in my garage next to the Chevelle. Imagine that, we both got Chevelles. We must be two all right kind of guys. But we got the newer layout we're working on, and so I have recently made a little addition, and I'm gonna actually try to make a episode 2 of the new layout series. So
Right on.
I'm gonna update that, and then we got York coming up, and I got a couple engines that I need to pay for, and so we should have a couple new engines coming to the collection, and we'll make videos on those. But other than that, that's where I'm at right now. Pretty much everybody knows where I'm at, because every Sunday they kind of get an idea. But yeah, look out for a new update of the layout. Obviously, you know what it is because I've sent you pictures or whatever. But
yeah.
so yeah, that's what I got going on. I've been trying to actually do some work on the layout and not so much buy passenger cars or rolling stock or whatever.
Well, I have noticed that's a problem in Gauge. We always tend to buy the equipment before we build the layout.
Yeah, and unless you're like a really strong person, which most of my friends are not. So I think we're all guilty of that, and it's probably not just an O scale thing. It's probably an all scale thing where people just want to buy more engines for some reason. Like, we're simple like that. Like, I have way more engines than I need, but I'm going to buy another one here shortly. So
I know. Yeah, and I'm the type of dumbass. I buy the same engine in different numbers.
Yeah, for sure. It's terrible. We have problems.
Yeah,
we need help.
Yeah, and these aren't dummies. I'm buying all powered just with different numbers. Thanks MTH for starting that shit.
Yeah, but... so like to add on to that, like I was on this Stout auction the other day, and I was looking at an SD70 Ace that was painted in Baltimore and Ohio from Lionel. Mm-hmm. It's a legacy engine that came out a couple years ago, and I didn't order it. I had a chance to buy one at York for $500. I didn't do that, and then I saw one on the Stout auction. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna bid on that, and it ended up going for like $475. I did not bid on it though. Yeah. But obviously, everybody knows I have those the black New York Central E7s. Yeah, E7.
One of the best looking diesel sets ever. Sorry.
They are. They're beautiful.
Sorry.
I got a deal on them at York. I stole them at York, and they had those on there. So I shared that.
Awesome.
If anybody wanted to get them, and they went for $650, which is ironically enough what I paid for mine. And they had the B unit on there, and I bid that up. Before the auction, before the live part of the auction actually started, I bid it up a little bit. I got to like 200. I'm like, man, I'm not paying more than $200 for a stupid B unit, man. I don't care if it's super base or not. I don't care. Well, I won the damn thing, and it was obviously more than 200. So, yeah, we do all have a problem. But now I am proud of, well, as soon as they send me the invoice, Stout takes a little bit of time, I guess, to send invoices out. But yeah, I won the auction for the B unit, and I also won an auction for like 10 freight cars. For no reason. There's not a freight car in there that I want, dude. Everything I buy, that whole lot is going to get sold. So,
dude, I know exactly how you feel. Like I'm talking about, I got all this brass sitting on my workbench or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and there's UP844, there's a GS4 from Southern Pacific. Why is there a Canadian Pacific Royal Husky? It's just,
that doesn't
why
fit
is there
at all?
Yeah. Why is there a Jersey Central Camelback? It's just,
that's awesome.
breaking my own rules. But
yeah,
sure. I will admit most of those were just extremely good deals.
Yeah.
Or it's a manufacturer, that I wanted, like Weaver or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, we all have an addiction. My addiction started a little earlier. You realize I bought my first. Let's see, my first brass locomotive I bought personally was that set of Right-Away Alcos that I have.
Yeah.
I bought those when I was 16 years old.
Oh wow.
And I paid for them myself. I had my dad pre-order because I think they were $13.95 for the ABA set.
Yeah.
This is 1991 or 90. Ooh. And I brought my local train shop $50 a week for like 26 weeks. That's how I paid for them.
Good for you.
And they still run perfect. So
Good for you.
So yeah, I'm used to expensive trains, but you know,
it does happen in this hobby. We do run into
it
those
does.
things. But like here
It
recently
does.
today, I was just on Instagram today, and I was looking at a guy's channel that I follow, and or guy's page on Instagram, whatever you want to call it, and he got an H7, and I was like, and you know the
I like that one.
if you watch my catalog review from when the H7s came out, I think it was the volume 1 last year, I think. You know, they did the CNO with the Vanderbilt tender, and it was like 1533 is the road number, and it was the one that I in the video I said I want that one because it's murdered out. You know, like if you're a car guy, you
Yeah.
probably know what murdered out means. Train guys
Oh yeah,
may not, but
you
murdered
and me
out
have
means
talked about.
murdered out means everything's blacked out. It's got black wheels, black rods, everything's blacked out. Right? It's nasty. And he got that same one. I seen the video of today. I'm like, well, if I find one of those at York, maybe I'll just get that instead. But we'll see how it goes, man. But you know, you got to stay off the socials, man. It makes you spend money.
No, you know, our buddies that we were talking about, that place that ends with a Z. They got a Union Pacific H7,
Yeah.
and I was eyeballing that pretty damn hard.
Was it the
And
JLC or was it the Legacy one?
I think it was just it was a TMCC one.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that
I think
is
it,
that did they make it before JLC?
no. I think the TMCC one's just JLC. I think I could be wrong, but I
Okay,
think so.
okay, but yeah, I mean it wasn't cheap by any means. Yeah,
No.
I was looking at it because I think someone in the we were talking about detailed steam locomotives in the stream one night, and a lot of guys fired to me saying, "No, you got to look at the H7." Because I said like the F-19 is one of my favorite ones that Lionel did,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Pacific or whatever, the one you have.
Yeah.
But everybody was telling me they're like, "Nah, you got to check out H7," and I've never seen one in person.
Yeah.
Um, that'll be bad. It's a good thing I don't go to York. Put it that way.
Well, you know, I know that here in a few years, you know,
Yeah.
you're gonna live a little
Hmm.
closer to me, so I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk you into going to York. So.
Oh no, no. See, if I'm that, put it this way, I can't. I don't fly.
Right.
It's just a thing. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to convince my wife to go on a 2 week vacation to a trade show. You know, it's just not happening.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true. That is hard
but
to do, but
you know, I'm surprised I got her to go to Hot August Nights.
I mean, I'm a little jealous that you went to Hot August Nights. If you, for all you guys that don't know what Hot August Nights is, it's a car show of pretty large proportions out west. So,
Oh, we're going next year, buddy. So, and we're going to take the 57 out there. So, if you want
nice.
to go, let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Well,
We can get a pretty good deal. We can.
we might work
So,
that out,
like,
man.
yeah, you'd be amazed at the place we stayed at the Pepper Mill. Holy shit, dude.
What city is this in?
Reno,
Yeah,
Reno,
it's in Reno.
Nevada.
That's right. I didn't know
Yep.
if it was Vegas or Reno. I knew it was in one of the two, but
Best part is there's a summit right there too.
there is. And well, see, I don't need to go that far to a summit. There's a summit in Atlanta, so
Oh
I
yeah.
could save some
Well,
money. But
that's actually well, I think the Texas one is the one that's closest to me, but I'm not going to Texas.
yeah,
Excuse me.
right
So
on, right on. All
I
right,
have no
so
reason to go to Texas.
We've
Yeah,
been on
let's
here
cut
for
it off.
been on an hour and 21 minutes, man. You want to tell the guys listening where they can reach you at if they want to talk to you about SP stuff or Hot August Nights
Yeah.
or anything.
I'll tell you one thing. One thing I do on my YouTube channel is I answer every single comment, no matter how dumb it is. So don't be shy. Also, you can get a hold of me through Discord. I'm not quite as active on that. I'm sorry, just because I'm not a big phone guy. But if I see it on there, I'll definitely, I'll respond. I can answer any questions or anything like that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know I do somewhat know about other railroads than just Southern Pacific. So
Don't let
I'm
him
not a
fool you. He knows a lot about a lot of railroads.
I'm not an SP foamer, but I'm an open-minded guy. I promise. But yeah, those are the best two ways to get home.
All right, what's your YouTube channel where they can find you at?
All right, it's just Uncle Salty. Pretty easy to find.
Right on, man.
There aren't too many of us out there.
No, there's not. So obviously, you guys, anybody wants to find me, you can find me at Joker's Trains on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and I have my Discord, which I will put a link in the show notes. I think that's a thing on Spotify, so we'll do that. But Salty, anything else you got, man?
No, I just like I said, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this.
Absolutely,
Um,
man. We'll get together and we'll do it again. We'll do episode 2, and you never know, we may have a guest come on, hang out with us. Who knows how it'll go? So,
yeah, you tell me, man. I am optional Bob. So let me know.
all right, man. So I appreciate all you guys for listening, and we will have an episode 2 coming at you here shortly. So I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All right, later, guys.